What's up, guys? Coach Matt at yougoprobaseball.com. We're here with Sebastian. We're outside of Top Velocity in Louisiana, and he's got a really cool pitch that he was telling me about, and I wanted him to share it with you. It's called a one-seamer, one-seam sinker. Tell him how to throw it.
All right, so what it is so the way a four-seamer works is you have all the laces around here, and when you throw a four-seamer, you get the most laces working against the air, and that's why it rises. It just stays truer longer, it stays straighter because it has all the dimples working around the air like this. And so it's the same as a golf ball. It has all the little dimples on it, and when you hit it perfect, see the golf ball go straight and it shoots up. And it's the same effect, but this is heavier and stuff, so it just stays straighter because it's not going to work against it as well. So with a one-seamer, what makes it so special is you take the least amount of laces to work around the air, to work against it. So now you just have one row of seams rather than four, and it dies at the end. It just drops off the table. And so how you throw it is you take a two-seamer, you rotate it, and then you pull it up the horseshoe, and you split it down the middle with the thumb. And then you throw it just like a four-seamer, just like a fastball over the top, except now it's with one seam, and it's gonna go like this, and just drop off the table and break bats.
That's awesome. You were saying that you also throw a changeup off of that, so how do you do that?
I throw my changeup off the one seam as well, where I try to throw it off the ring finger, so I put that ring finger along the one seam, the seam, and just throw it off that, and it adds a lot more depth into it because there's less to work against the air.
And I'm assuming it looks similar to the batter as your one-seam sinker fastball.
Yeah, it's just a lot slower and a lot deeper.
When are you throwing this pitch? Is there certain situations, or are you using it pretty much all the time? What other pitches do you throw first of all?
I throw a four-seamer, a two-seamer, the one-seam sinker, the changeup, and a curveball. And I'll throw the one-seamer in any count. If I don't like a guy, I'll throw him two changeups and then a one-seamer inside, try to break the bat. Or like even two four-seamers and try to create a different angle, and just it's gonna end up being a lot of grounders because it looks like even if you're behind in the count, you could throw it down the middle and it's gonna end in the bottom of the zone, and they're gonna be swinging and it's gonna hit off the end, and it's gonna be a little grounder anywhere. So if you really want to mess up like missing barrels while still being effective and like keeping your pitch count low, the one seems like a perfect pitch for that.
How's your arm speed on that pitch? Are you doing anything to manipulate the pitch, or just throwing it?
I'm throwing it exactly like a four-seamer, trying to stay on top of it and throw it down and everything. The same, so I'm over the top. I try to throw it the same as a four-seamer, just with a different grip. And it's gonna spin just like a four-seamer. Just now that it has one seam, it's not gonna act the same way. It's gonna move differently. There are different ways to hold it. You could have your fingers closer together, a little further apart. And I say, to hold it with them a little bit further apart, so just like a four-seamer, because that way it's a little more slick on it, so you get a little bit less spin even then, and it drops more.
Have you ever tried throwing it on the reverse side of the horseshoe that way, or no? You only find it works on one side?
I'm sure you can. It's a comfort thing there, as long as you could get it on one single seam, and you'll be able to see it when you throw from behind, from where you're looking. You'll be able to see if you have one seam, and you'll be able to see if the one seam is like spinning in a different direction or if it's straight. So you could be able to self-adjust on your own.
And for me, when I was throwing my sinker, which is a little bit different, I always saw one seam moving towards the batter, and it was at an angle.
Right.
Is that how yours looks?
Mine is over the top because I wanted to drop straight down.
So the one seam that you're seeing is
here,
right up and down.
Like this.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And if of course, if you're gonna be a little more three-quarters, it's gonna end up like that. Or if your sidearm is gonna be like that.
Right. Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, I'll throw four-seam, one-seam, four-seam, so you can kind of see the different. I don't know if it'll work. Four-seam. One-seam.
Nice.
You see that?
Like that.
Yeah, it's a big difference. And then end with a four-seam.
That was an amazing pitch. In fact, I was kind of surprised by it because, you know, when I was throwing my sinker, I was always trying to manipulate the movement of the ball and pronate over it. And Sebastian was coming right through it, and you could see the depth, the late downward movement on that pitch. It was amazing. So I definitely recommend you guys trying it out. If you haven't tried the one seam sinker before, it seems like a great pitch. It seemed very easy to throw, very safe on the arm. So check it out, try it, see if it works for your, and you can add it to your pitching arsenal. I want to explain a little bit more though what I saw as the catcher when he was throwing that ball. And the one seam that we're talking about is when it's spinning, it's at an angle right through these two seams right here, right? So it kind of angles across. So this is the only dead space, and then you're seeing one seam as it's spinning backwards like this. So I'm going to try to flip the ball up backwards here in the air. Maybe I could slow the video down on slow-mo and possibly you'll be able to see one seam. I'll try. We'll see how it looks. But this is kind of what I was seeing when I was catching the ball. You see that? I don't know if you saw that. I saw a little bit of a one seam up and down like that. And that's the idea behind the pitch, is you only want to have that one look. It looks like one seam spinning backwards, less friction through the air. So there's not as much of the Magnus effect to keep the ball rising, and instead it drops more. So really cool pitch. Try it out. Thank you so much, Sebastian. That was amazing information. I know you're going to help a lot of players out there add the one seam to their arsenal. So thank you so much. Guys, keep an eye out on Sebastian because he is an awesome, very smart, intelligent, athletic pitcher, and you're going to be seeing a lot of him in the future. So keep your eyes out for him. Thank you so much, guys. Hop down in the comments below and let me know what you think about the one seam sinker. Are you going to implement it into your arsenal? And also let me know what you want to see in some videos coming up here next. Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you in the next video.